Hey, what's up guys, it's Aptrix here. Today I'll be showing you guys the top 10 best Pokemon games to play on your Android devices with the help of emulators. I'll talk about minimum requirements and rank the games from number 10 all the way up to number 1, which is going to be my favorite game to play. Let's get started. This video has been sponsored by iMobi AnyMirror. It is the best screen mirroring tool which lets you stream your mobile screen directly onto your PC. Setting it up only takes a few clicks. You can get it from the official link in the description box. Once the installation is complete, you will get two options. Either you can mirror your iOS device or Android device. You get both USB mirroring as well as Wi-Fi mirroring. That's the best feature of this tool. To start off, you just have to connect your Android or iOS device to your PC with the help of a USB cable and choose file transfer. Afterwards, open settings, go to developer options and make sure to turn on USB debugging. Once that has been done, your device will be recognized. Just tap on USB debugging is enabled and it will start mirroring your screen within few seconds. And there we go guys, as you see right here, my OnePlus 11 is being mirrored to my screen and it is literally delay free. There is zero latency, so you can use it to easily play your favorite games without facing any lag. So be sure to check out this tool from the link given in description box below, and thanks to iMobi for sponsoring this video. On the number 10 spot of our today's list, we have Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Yep, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake for Nintendo Switch. This is also one of the best games which you can play on your Android devices. You only need Snapdragon 695 processor or above and 6 to 8 GB of RAM. You can emulate this game with the help of emulators like Yuzu, EggNS or Skyline. Well, in terms of Skyline emulator, you will face some freezing issues, also a very long loading screen which might make you think, is your game actually even booting up? Well, if you wait for about half a minute or minute, then your game will actually start. So if you use Skyline emulator, then yeah, it will be a long day for you. But anyways, for today's video, I have used Yuzu emulator Android, and as you are able to see at the top left corner, I am getting well over 60 FPS during battles, and in the outside world scenarios, I'm even getting about 30 to 40 FPS, which is considered to be more than playable. So this is also one of the best games which you can try out. Amazing storyline. You won't get amazing graphics, but you will get the original Pokemon Diamond and Pearl storyline. That's what people play it for. On the number 9 spot of our today's video, we have Pokemon Black version, an NDS game, NDS Classic, one of the best Pokemon games out there till now. And I have heard that Pokemon Black and White remakes will be coming pretty soon for Nintendo Switch, just like we got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. The reason that I have ranked this above Pokemon Brilliant Diamond is because it's Pokemon Black and White, bro. What more do I need to say? One of the greatest storylines in any Pokemon game's history, and also it has decent graphics. Yeah, story wise it is amazing, but graphics wise not so good. It is to be expected. But the greatest thing about it being low graphical is the fact that even if you guys have an low-end Android device, then you can definitely play this game with 60 FPS. The emulator which I am using in today's video is Lemuroid, but you can definitely use DS emulators such as Drastic DS or any other all-in-one emulator. In terms of my experience, Lemuroid is more than sufficient, and with the fast forward option which I have currently enabled, the game runs flawlessly, no graphical issues whatsoever, and you can also upscale the graphics with the help of few texture filters. I am currently using the Sharp texture filter. With that being said, let's move on towards our number 8 spot, which is Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Oh my god, this game is really nostalgic. It is also one of my favorite Pokemon games to play on the Nintendo 3DS console as well as through emulators on our Android devices. Well, our smartphones have become so powerful that I can guarantee you guys any smartphone of 2023 which is above 10,000 rupees should be able to run Pokemon Omega Ruby with the help of Citra MMJ or official Citra Android. 100%, no issues whatsoever. That is if you guys also apply my best settings, and right here you will be able to see I am getting straight up stable 60 FPS while emulating this game with 4x internal resolution. That is super crazy guys. Citra MMJ Android is the emulator which I am using while filming this gameplay, and I am also screen recording, but still we are getting anywhere from 50 to 60 FPS, which is stable. Even outside world will get similar amount of FPS, which means that the frame rate might be capped. Nonetheless, it is an amazing game which you should definitely play. On the number 7 spot, I have another one of my favorite games which also in reality made me a YouTuber, made my career, which is Pokemon X. The first ever video which got more than 50,000 views on my channel, on my old channels, were the Pokemon X and Y Android gameplay videos. And this game is what makes me stay here in 2023, be able to do what I love, and also be able to make videos to entertain you guys as well as help you guys choose the best Pokemon games to play on Android. Well, aside from it making my career, it is also one of the best Pokemon games ever released story wise as well as graphics wise. Nintendo 3DS is the platform which it uses, that's why even low-end devices of 2023 should be able to emulate it, unlike Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and hence Pokemon Brilliant Diamond was on the number 10 spot of our today's video. Well, this game is pretty fun to play, all due to the Kalos storyline and also Mega Evolutions, as Greninja was born in this game. So in my opinion, this definitely deserves the number 7 spot on our today's video, as this is one of the best 3DS games. Next up, we have Pokemon Sun. It is also a very popular 3DS title, and honestly speaking guys, this is also another one of those games which made my career. This was the first game which got me more than 100k views on my channel. Yeah, my old channel, not this one, so don't try to find it, or you might find some videos. Anyways, Pokemon Sun and Moon is one of the fun games to play on Citra Emulator Android. If I think about it, then Pokemon Sun and Moon was also the most hyped game to be emulated on laptop or PC or even Android devices with the help of Citra Emulator. Everyone wanted to play this game in the old times, and it still lives up to its hype in 2023. This game may give you some troubles while playing it on Citra Android, because you might face some graphical issues, but if you follow my best settings, then it should run flawlessly just like it's running on my Android device. Next up, we have Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. This is one of the better versions of Pokemon Sun and Moon, honestly, in my opinion, because it improved the graphics, made storyline much more fun, and also added new legendary Pokemons. So you can also definitely play this game on your Android devices straight up at 60 FPS. All you need is an Snapdragon 695 processor or above for 60 FPS, but if you guys even have Snapdragon 450 processor, then you should be able to get at least 30 FPS while emulating this game, as Citra Emulator Android is very stable and optimized in 2023. Honestly speaking guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you have played and finished any of the games which I have mentioned in today's video, and also let me know in the comment section down below how much FPS are you getting while emulating 3DS games on your Android devices in 2023. You need to also let me know your device specification, but anyways, as you see right here, the graphics are really amazing. Way more improvement can be seen compared to Pokemon Sun and Moon. The world looks a bit more realistic, so you should definitely play this game. With that being said, on the number 4 spot, we have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Here we go guys. This was one of the first Nintendo Switch games ever released for the Nintendo Switch console, and it can be emulated absolutely amazingly with the help of Skyline Emulator, basically Skyline Edge or Skyline Purple Emulator, or even Skyline Enhanced Infinity Emulator. The video on Skyline Enhanced Infinity Emulator will be on the iCard above, but the main reason why I'm mentioning these emulators are because they are so optimized that they can run Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu at more than 100 FPS on a really flagship Android device. But if you guys have an low-end Android device, as I mentioned previously, Snapdragon 660 or above can definitely run Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, but with only 5 to 15 FPS. So don't expect much if you guys have a really old low-end Android device, but if you have a mediocre Android device, then you can expect at least playable results if you use any other emulator except for the Yuzu Android, because on Yuzu Android this game runs like trash. 6 to 10 FPS on a flagship device, not considered to be playable. Anyways, I do definitely recommend you guys to play this game as it is very fun. With that being said, on the number 3 spot of our today's video, we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the newest Pokemon games ever released for Nintendo Switch. And just take a look at that FPS bar. It is absolutely horrible, the amount of FPS which I am getting because of a bug while screen recording. For some reason with this game my FPS bar goes very low, but when I am not screen recording I get about 30 to 40 FPS, which is respectable considering that this is a very new Nintendo Switch title and there are no real emulators which are super optimized for running this game. Well, at least on Against Emulator you will get few more FPS. On Yuzu Emulator you might get similar FPS to Against, that is around 30 to 35 if you are on an flagship Android device. On Skyline Emulator the game runs really amazingly, as you see at the top left corner, so I wouldn't recommend you guys to use Skyline for this game. But yeah, if you are into playing newer titles and high graphic Pokemon games, then this is the choice for you. Now we are on our number 2 spot of today's video, which is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Oh my god, what a game this was. The first ever open world Pokemon game with exploration, lots of fun elements. It was very hype, but The hype died down very quickly. Unfortunately, no one even remembers this game. But for no reason whatsoever, you can indeed play it on your Android devices with decent FPS even in Skyline emulator, but expect a lot of freezing issues if you use Skyline. So I definitely recommend you guys to go with Yuzu emulator Android if you want to play Pokemon Legends Arceus on your Android devices. The minimum requirements for this game are pretty high. Snapdragon 855 processor or above and 6 to 8 GB RAM is minimum. Yup, minimum. So you won't really get good FPS or good performance if you play this game on a low-end device. With that being said, let's move on towards our number one spot of today's video, which is Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is my favorite game to emulate or play on Android devices. The best Pokemon game which you can play on your mobile devices is obviously Pokemon Sword and Shield, because it gives you moderate amount of performance and FPS even on mid-range to low-end Android devices. Even if you have Mali GPU on Skyline Edge emulator, you will get really amazing FPS. If you use Yuzu emulator, you will get playable results on flagship devices, but very less graphical issues. The gameplay which you are seeing right here has been recorded on Yuzu emulator Android. But if you guys use Skyline emulator, then you will get way more FPS than what I am getting right here. When I emulate this game on Skyline, I get almost 80 to 100 FPS. So obviously, if you have Snapdragon 695 processor or above, you will definitely get more than 30 FPS, which is considered to be playable. So those were my top 10 best picks for Pokemon games emulator edition, or the games which you can play on emulator. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this list. But that's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.